everybody? Can you hear me? Is this working? Okay, good. Wait, not yet. I'm afraid. Okay, so this is the first time we've done this presentation on some new changes that we've recently had in our company. So we'll see how it sounds. I'm Erica, and this is Hamza. We have a company called Hamza 3D Technologies. We do a lot of 3D printing. We do some consulting work for corporations or individuals who are looking to bring hobbies to life. Hamza actually started, he's electromechanical engineer, worked in robotics for a while and started 3D printing as a hobby about 4 years ago now, and created his own prototypes, done a few things, and it launched our nonprofit very suddenly about 2.5 years ago. So I'll say, is it going? Sorry. Why isn't it going? It is going. Okay. You're stressing me out now. Hold on.
I'm just the IT support.
Your IT support is terrible, babe. Okay, sorry. I wish it would skip. Now I'm gonna lose my mind. Hold on. Okay, sorry. So like I said, who we are, we have 3 levels to our company. We have Hamza 3D Technologies, which is our consultant-based work that we do, and have multiple engineers that can collaborate with multiple types of industries. And then we have 2 nonprofits. One of them is our main prosthetics business that we offer here locally. We do a lot of work with amputee groups, support for them, and we make a lot of adaptations for them. We'll have people who will come to us and ask for, they'll say, my prosthetic doesn't hold my Sawzall. I can't go kayaking with this prosthetic. You can pause it if you want to. And so we will create adaptations for medical grade prosthetics with our 3D printing. The other thing that we do here is we work with an amputee camp. It's an amputee camp for kids that it's completely adaptive. So whether you're an amputee or you have a disability, spina bifida or other things, there's a nonprofit that will actually help send kids to a camp where they can zip line and canoe and do everything that any other kid can do at other camps. So we've been working a lot with them recently to create some other options. And then we have our Moroccan 3D printing apparatus, which is strictly for prosthetics, whereas there are no other prosthetic makers in Morocco currently. We have a team here. Obviously, our founder is me and Hamza. And then here in the States, we have our designer Tyrone. We have Christy and Hassan. They do a lot of our web development and intern work with us. And then in Morocco, we have our designer Luis. He was originally from Mexico, lived in America for a while, and his wife got a job in Morocco as a teacher. And we were over there working, and he said, I want to help. I'm here. I have extra time. How can I be of service? And he has been instrumental in growing our people and our base and our business there. He's amazing. Hamza is an amputee. He actually is a pro soccer player. He owns a team over there. There's a complete pro adaptive amputee team in Morocco, and it's much more entertaining than regular soccer. They are absolutely amazing. And so he handles all of our client relations, and he's also a peer visitor. In Morocco, like I said, there's no prosthetic makers, there's no physical therapy. If you lose a limb, whether it's from an accident, an illness, or you're born that way, you're really not getting any support. So for him to go out as an amputee and talk to people, it kind of puts them on the same playing field where people think, okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I can do anything that anybody else can do. So he's been good at that. Can you pause it? And then Mehdi, the last person on that slide, sorry, he was born with a congenital defect to his right arm. He came to us and said, I need an arm. And then after that, he's been learning how to 3D print with us. We've been teaching him design, engineering, and he's been going out as an intern and working with us now, volunteering with our group since we've helped him. So, okay, sorry, go ahead. 3D printing, if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's really simple. It's like a hot glue gun, and it's just plastic. And then it just layers and layers and layers and layers, whatever your individual 3D design is that you create. It's very cost effective because it's just plastic. It's a quick manufacturing option. If you are designing a new product, it helps in being able to make quick changes. You can print out something in about 2 to 6 hours, and if you don't like it, if it doesn't work, you scrap it and you can print out another one. If you're doing injection molding or any sort of press work, there's a lot of time, work, and money involved in creating prototypes over and over again in that capacity. So there's a lot of great opportunities when it comes to 3D printing. A lot of people ask us, what does Hamza mean? Hamza 3D is the name of our company. It just means 5, or it means hand. It is a symbol of protection in the Middle East and in other areas overseas, but really the word just means hand. So for us, it's a really important symbol of protection and to show what we want to do, which is give a helping hand to people. Next. Pause it. So our tech company here in Ohio is what our kind of changes are that have recently evolved. We've been having a lot of people come to us asking to help and asking to create things for them. Jaden is one of the kids from one of the adaptive camps I was telling you about. This year he ages out. He's 16 years old, and he comes from a very low-income family. So even though we're in America and we have great insurance, even Medicaid, Medicare, it's still very hard to get prosthetics for people who have severe disabilities, severe birth defects and or accidents. He was born with a 3-limb deficiency, so both of his arms and one of his legs. And the only thing he wanted to do was to ride a bike. He's like, I just want to get on my bike and ride with my friends. So the University of Akron picked up a project. They've been developing a bike, but they've hit a wall. And now they want to adjust it to electrical and more mechanical that will make it easier for him. So Hamza came on board with them. You can hit play. Hamza came on board. He will be developing the bike, and we are also working on prosthetic arms to help him be able to steer his bicycle. So there's several people involved in that right now that we're consulting with. So our consultant company, like I said, we deal with electrical, mechanical, structural, robotic. We have a very vast team of people for whatever anybody needs, if anybody needs help. So, he likes to do it for fun. I don't handle any of that. If you ask me a question about it, I'm going to be completely blank. But Hamza can answer those questions. These are some of the pictures of some of the projects that we do here. We do a lot of educational stuff. This summer, we're actually going to be starting kids camps, STEM camps for 3D design, 3D printing. This is the amputee camp that we went to here, some of the universities that we've met with locally, and that's my family. That's our family up there, my nieces and nephews and stuff. But so it's really important to get kids involved in this type of industry. No matter what the skill is, no matter what the tech is, it's super important to give the next generations what we're doing. Because whether they stick with it and they make it really great, or whether they just blow the whole doors off of it and start something new, it's very, very exciting. Whoever invented 3D printing, I actually don't know the answer to that, but I'm glad he did, because it gives us an outlet, and it gives lots of people outlets to create anything that they can imagine very quickly. This is part of our 3D printing stuff that we'll be starting. That's one of our cases there down on the bottom. This slide is so long. Okay. Yeah. So 3D printed prosthetics. This is what started the entire thing altogether. Hamza went back to Morocco about 2 years ago and had seen a story about a little girl who had lost her arm, and he said, I 3D print, we're already doing this, we already have this, I can just print something, I'm gonna send it, I'm gonna take it to her. And I just thought that was just the nicest thing ever. Well, in his travels while he was there, it turned into something much bigger. And when we got back, everybody started contacting us here, and that's where we started going into, you can hit play, it's fine. You can, and that's when we started getting involved with amputee groups here to design, to develop, to really talk to the amputees directly and say, what do you need? Because even as a doctor, when I go to a doctor and ask them, how do I design a prosthetic? Their answer is very specific. It's very structured and stale. If you ask an amputee, it's completely different. I have amputees that have $100,000 prosthetics that they hate. They don't wear them. They'll throw them in the corner. And they'll come to us for something as simple as, can you cover this? It's ugly. Can you develop something for me, like I said, to kayak or to hold a sawzall? Which is a very odd request, but we did it. So everybody's different in what they're looking for and what they want to adapt to. And just because we have all this innovation in America, it does not mean that people are getting what they need. And so that's kind of where we came in and we started to create other things. And that's kind of where we schedule here. So we also work with animals. So one of our amputee ladies, she has 2 amputee cats. She runs a nonprofit here. And so we're developing new legs for her amputee kitties right now. And then rewind back. Hamza, Morocco. So this is when we went to Morocco, and we started this project. So he went over to Morocco, he took the arm to the little girl, and before he got back, I probably had 150 emails of people asking for help, asking to help, asking for us to come and talk to their students. Like I said, there's no orthotics or prosthetic makers. It's an average of $20,000 to get a prosthetic in Morocco, and it's gonna come from overseas. So you're not meeting directly with a physician to get that fitted. It's a hopefully it fits kind of thing. And the average income in Morocco is $200 to $300 a month. You will never, ever be able to afford a prosthetic unless somebody gives it to you. Whereas with us, we can print it in a matter of hours. We can go and fit somebody and they can walk away with a prosthetic the same day if we need to. These are a few of our cases. We also work with several animal sanctuaries in Morocco. There's a lot of amputee dogs because there's tons and tons of strays there and they get hit by cars and left there everywhere all the time. So we have a lot of people contact us for that as well. The little girl in the corner, she's the one who started this whole thing. She lives in the middle of absolutely nowhere. She's got 5 sisters. She's the sweetest thing on the planet. So we love her. And then these are several places that we met. So of course, when we're there, we have people asking for help. And then all of these people want to help us. Handicap associations, the university. This is Hamza's soccer team, his adaptive soccer team, his actual team. The embassy there has a program for social entrepreneurship and developing programs for the youth there. Also in Morocco, disabilities are the biggest stigma in the world. It's actually written into the law there that if our location or our establishment is not handicap accessible, that's a sign you're not welcome there. So it's, whereas here, if it's not handicap accessible, we should fix that. But there, if I'm missing an arm or a leg and I walk up to an establishment and it doesn't have bars or it doesn't have a ramp or there's not enough width between tables, they'll turn you away. Like, you're not welcome here. There's something wrong with you. Now, I encountered that one time, and it didn't go very well at all, being a very loud American woman who, we just don't have that here. It's not acceptable. So of course we got into the restaurant and they paid for all of our dinner that night, which worked out really well, but it also created a big movement in us where we said, we need to change this. This cannot continue for these people. So, hit pause. So for us, like I said, no prosthetics, no orthotics makers. The one thing that's changing on that currently is this spring, the first university in the capital of Morocco in Rabat will graduate the first physical therapist group of students. There are 15 students in the class, and they're gonna take care of all of Morocco until it catches on. So, and there's a lot of people who need it. So that is the beginning of a good change, because that they see the need, they see the people that are wanting it, and it's moving forward. As for environmentally friendly, Morocco is full of plastic. They've gotten rid of plastic bags, they've gotten rid of a lot of single-use plastics, but all the old plastic is still there. So for us, we like to use it because we can recycle it, we can upcycle prosthetics, we can reuse them, we can break down old prosthetics and then reprint them into new prosthetics. And then as people grow, like I said, here in America, you get your socket, you grow out of it, you go get another socket. In Morocco, doesn't happen. So if you get older, as you grow, if you gain weight, you lose weight, as your body changes, which also happens, your muscles shrink or grow when you have a prosthetic, we can just print them new sockets within a matter of a day. So all of these things can change very rapidly as they need to, and we actually have our lab will be open next month. We have a group of people there. We have multiple 3D printers and product that we take there, but we're gonna need more because it just keeps getting bigger. So next time we go, we'll have many suitcases full of stuff. And then the last part about that for us, like I said, with the social change, is we actually look to employ or gain volunteers or interns that are either disabled or handicapped, amputees, whatever it is. We want to teach them before anybody else, because if we can show them how to utilize a technology, that's going to grow them better than if they can sell some eggs or if they can, grow a couple extra chickens that year. This can sustain them a lot longer and can make them a lot more money if they can learn how to design, if they can learn how to print, if they can create their own business. And so those are the people that we encourage and honestly come to us anyways and say, I want to learn, because nobody else will teach them anything else. Even in school, they're not in school. They don't really look to find a way for them to move forward in their lives. And so we want to change that too. These are some of the cases that we've completed. They're from all over Morocco. Our leg is super, and I mean this on the highest level, prototype. Nobody has made a 3D printed leg yet, a full 3D printed leg. So we are trying to, but it is a lot. It's a lot of work. So we did do one in Morocco, but we mostly focus on arms for now, and that's like a secret background. We have guinea pigs working on that for us. So you can skip ahead. Where's the next one? I don't remember. I think I'm almost done. I hope so. I'm stressed out. Okay. One more. Oh, okay. So yeah. So as a company, our consultant business really grew out of the need to get money for these passion projects, because Hamza and I both work full-time jobs and do this project every night, every weekend, every holiday. Everything that we do is, spring break's coming up, let's go to Arizona. No, there's this thing in Boston we need to take product to. So everything that we do is geared around our nonprofit and how we make it bigger. So our consultant work started from that, but also we do some donations. We do fundraising efforts, we do donations. We have water bottles, t-shirts, we print 3D printed keychains for people, so you can not you guys, I mean, you can, but still. People can either give money, or we do have items that if you make a donation, there is a donation reward in return for that. So I appreciate you guys letting us come and talk to you. I hope that made a lot of sense. Probably didn't. Sorry about that. But if you guys have any questions, we'd love to. If you want, you can take some of those stuff out there.